Hi there and welcome to Sports Jam. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. Today on the show, highlights from 2 top 5 showdowns in boys hockey, plus highlights from basketball, swimming, and wrestling. And in our Sports Jam Spotlight, we catch up with Cooper High School graduate Rodney Williams Jr. of the Gophers basketball team.
Plus, I'll talk with Osseo grad Caleb Truax as he prepares for one of the biggest fights of his professional boxing career. Let's start the show with boys hockey. Wayzata started the season without a lot of fanfare, but the Trojans are definitely getting noticed now. After holding off a Burnsville rally Thursday, number 4 Wayzata took on top-ranked Hill Murray Saturday. The Pioneers work it to the point. Sam Becker's shot stopped, but Mitch Slattery tucks the rebound away for a 1-0 lead. Wayzata answers. Jack Sorensen's shot is blocked. Maxwell Zimmer gets a piece of it, and Matthew Freitag follows up to put it away. It's 1-1, just 2:32 into the game. Later in the first, Chase Haller waits, then spots Freitag, who fires a quick shot home from the circle. It's 2-1 Trojans after the opening period. Early in the second, Wayzata adds to the lead. The shot from the wall is stopped and it pinballs around before Haller scores on the rebound. Aaron Dingman stops 27 Hill Murray shots as Wayzata wins it 3-1, a huge win for the Trojans.
Defense first, and when we get the opportunities, we got to bury it. And tonight, fortunately, I had 2 of them. I mean, we put them in, and that's what our game plan was: come out here, work hard, and just shut them down.
Early in the week, 2 of the state's best Class A teams went toe-to-toe for 3 periods in Minneapolis. Veteran coaches Mark Laura of Tutino Grace and Les Larson of Breck matched up in this one. A one-timer by Tutino's Chandler Nauman high into the Breck net makes it 1-0 Eagles 8 minutes into the game. Late in the period, Carter Rue passes to his brother TJ across to Marco Lucarelli, and that's Grace's second power play goal of the game. 2-0 Eagles after 1 period. Move ahead to the third period, now a 2-1 game. Breck's Matt Colford denied on the wraparound, but freshman Chase Ellingson knocks the rebound home. That ties the game up at 2. The Eagles go back ahead 5 minutes later. TJ Rue beats goalie Henry Johnson. 3-2 Grace with just over 10 minutes to play. But Breck answers 32 seconds later. Number 19 Mark Sharp to Lucas McCormick in front. 3-3 on McCormick's first career varsity goal. And then a beautiful goal for the game winner. Colford passes back to Lindstrom for the shot and goal. As Breck wins 5-3, the Mustangs also beat Minnehaha Academy and Moorhead to go 3-0 for the week. In a matchup of defending state champions, Benilde St. Margaret's, the 2012 Class AA champion, lost to 2-time defending Class A champion St. Thomas Academy 3-1. The Cadets scored twice in the game's first 4 minutes. St. Thomas Academy is moving up to Class AA next season. Also in boys hockey, Champlin Park hosted Armstrong. Max Turgeon picks off the Falcons' breakout pass. Nice backhand pass to Ryan McNeil for the goal. 1-0 Rebels, just 1:50 into the contest. Great passing on the rush. Bryce Plunkett to Luke Dahlman to Plunkett to Calvin Spencer for the goal. And Champlin Park jumps out to a 2-0 lead after the first period. In the second, the Rebels stretch the lead on the power play. Scott Lassard blasts it home. 3-0 Champlin Park. Armstrong gets one in the third period. Shea Borer springs Christian Evans for the shorthanded breakaway. He goes 5-hole to score, but they trail 5-1. It's a good night for Champlin Park. Dahlman takes the pass, circles the net to score on the wraparound as Champlin Park wins it 6-2.
In girls hockey, the Lake Conference is loaded again this winter. All 5 teams are ranked in the top 12 in Class AA. Wayzata hosting Edina as the Trojans look for their first conference win. Taylor Williamson wins the race to the puck and scores as Edina takes a 1-0 lead just 61 seconds into this game. Just over 2 minutes later, Casey McGarvey's shot is stopped, but the puck comes to Williamson, who scores, and it's 2-0 Hornets. After another Williamson goal makes it 3-0, she picks up an assist here, setting up Sarah Nielsen for the goal. Edina leads 4-0 just 11.5 minutes in. McKenna Lorenz comes in net for the rest of the game for Wayzata and holds the Hornets at bay. She makes a save on the Edina power play and finishes with 15 saves in all. The Trojans get on the board on Caitlin Klein's breakaway goal late in the second period. That one makes it a 4-1 game. But the Trojans can't score again. Edina goalie Boomer Sonic stops this breakaway as the Hornets win 4-1. The teams play again January 29th at Edina. Now to wrestling, where Maple Grove hosted Armstrong and Roseville in a tri-meet. Armstrong meeting Maple Grove in one of those matches. Maple Grove gets off to a fast start in this one, helped by a couple of forfeits. Theo G gets the pin in the 138-pound match against Kevin Trin. That makes it 24-6 Crimson. At 145, Dominic Thielen of Maple Grove looking to put the cradle on. Once he gets it locked, it doesn't take long to pin DeAndre Breen, and it's 30-6 Maple Grove. Armstrong does pretty well from there, though. At 152, Kais Asadik uses the half Nelson and establishes control against Robert Morgan, who battles but can avoid being pinned. The Falcons go on a run to close the gap. It comes down to heavyweight with Maple Grove up by 6, and watch the roll by Sam Highland for the reversal and pin for the Falcons as they battle back to tie the match, and they win on criteria with 8 matches won for Armstrong.
Armstrong will compete with Wayzata and Hopkins at section time. The Trojans hosted Hopkins as part of a tri-meet last week. Hopkins in black, the Royals start strong. Jesse Sadler locking the pin and cradle on and gets the pin at 106 pounds. At 120, Aquarius Black gets the takedown here on its way to a technical fall over Joe Kellogg. Hopkins grabs a 14-0 lead. Wayzata gets on the board in a big way in the 126-pound match. One of their top guns, 3-time state entrant Nick O'Brien, as Andy Becker in trouble, gets the pin and gets the Trojans comeback started. In the next match at 132, Aaron Cody uses the cradle to pin Mike Bevins of Hopkins. Wayzata's within 14-12. Wayzata takes 5 in a row from 145 to 182. Colin Sohn wins by technical fall at 160 as Wayzata hands Hopkins its first dual meet loss, 39-29. Win at home for the Trojans.
Yeah, and some great action. You know, we get those close matches. That's when people really get pumped up and get into it. And it all falls down to the heavyweights in those matches, and that's what happened in both of those, too. Still to come here on Sports Jam, we hit the hardwood for prep basketball highlights, and we'll take a dive in the pool for boys swimming.
After 4 straight losses to start the season, Wayzata's boys basketball team is on a roll.
That's right. The Trojans were shooting for their 8th straight win on Friday night. Wayzata at home is part of a doubleheader with the girls. The boys meeting Holy Family. Holy Family tries to dribble handoff. Bradley Carlson reads it and jumps in for the steal. He goes the distance for the layup in an early lead. Carlson will swing it to an open Kyle Calavoda for a 3 from the corner. Both of those guys score 6 points on the night. Wayzata's up by 10. Johnny Beninga handles a tough pass and steps up to fire the jumper. He'll get the friendly bounce on the rim. Wayzata leads at 34-21 at the half. Second half, and Wayzata attacks. Marshawn Pudo looks weak side to Drake Mianis, who powers it up for 2 and a 14-point lead. In transition, Beninga finds Calavoda, who hands it over to Zach Robertson for the finish. The Trojans blow it open, leading 48-26. Carlson sets up Robertson for 2 of his game-high 33 points. This one isn't as close as the final looks as Wayzata breezes to a 62-49 win.
Following a loss at De La Salle January 3rd, the Park Center boys basketball team has rallied for 3 straight double-digit victories. The Pirates hosted Blaine in the Northwest Suburban Conference game. Isaiah McKay takes 1 quick dribble and then pops the baseline jumper. The Pirates grab a 10-8 lead. Creighton Daniels weaves his way to the hoop to score, plus a foul to put the Pirates up 5. Daniels pumps in 18 for the Pirates. Ariel Farrar does a great job drawing the defender and then slips it to Jake Tanner for the 3. Park Center takes a 35-26 lead into halftime. And they build on that lead in the second half. Quentin Hooker ahead to McKay. Keeps it moving to Tanner for a corner 3. Tanner hits 10 on the night, 44-30 at this point. Hooker swings it cross court to Farrar for a 3-pointer. As the Pirates win 85-65, they are now 12-1.
In girls basketball, defending state Class 4A champ Hopkins looked to bounce back from a rare loss when they hosted defending Class 3A champ De La Salle. Hopkins leads early as Nia Coffey nails a 3-pointer from the top of the key to make it 17-10 Royals. Tyshauna Johnson answers for the Islanders here with a step-back 3. The Hopkins mascot just can't bear to watch that one. Taylor Anderson has a great game for Hopkins. She gets the steal, hits the tough left-handed layup, and draws a foul here for the Royals. Second half action now. Hopkins' Nia Hawley drives and dishes to Michaela Shackelford for 2. And it's Coffey running a break, and she zips a pass to Erin O'Toole for the basket. So it makes it 59-45 Royals, and Hopkins goes on to win big 90-64 with 4 Royals scoring 16 or more points. Two teams that compete in the same Class 3A section as De La Salle met up Friday when Park Center traveled across the Mississippi River to take on Totino Grace. The Pirates take an early lead, but Grace comes back. Sydney Boris hits the three-pointer here for the Eagles. At the other end, Olivia Buggs finds McKenna DuBois in the corner for a baseline 3 for Park Center. Gabby Eisfelder hits a jumper for Grace on this possession that cuts Park Center's lead to 24-20. But Kayla McMorris cans a 3 from the top of the key for Park Center, giving the Pirates a 43-27 lead at halftime. In the second half, McMorris gets the block to trigger a break. DuBois to Kate Simonette on this play for the layup for Park Center in transition. Then McMorris runs the break. Her first shot attempt won't fall, but Kylie Brown gets the rebound and putback. Park Center goes on to win for the third straight game as the Pirates roll 66-45.
Also in girls basketball, Champlin Park at home against Elk River. Callie Zimmerman, nice pass down to Ali Zopfi for the layup. Nice moves in the paint by the Elks' Abby Scheid on this play. She scores to give the Elks a 1-point first half lead. Alexis Alexander starts a drive for the Rebels, then kicks the pass out to Zimmerman for a 3. Champlin Park, though, trails by 5 at halftime. Second half, nice baseline drive and finish by Kelly Heitens. The Rebels are playing catch-up all game long. Alexander, the great drive splitting between the Elks defenders to score on the layup, and Champlin Park is down just 3. But Elk River holds the lead. Molly Detloff passes to Scheid down low for 2 as the Elks beat the Rebels 46-41.
Also in girls play, Wayzata hosts Buffalo. We pick it up in the second half, and it's defense getting it done for Wayzata's Riley Johnson rakes it free on the double team, sets up Delaney Swanson for an easy layup. It's 35-24 Trojans. Wayzata in transition here. Summer Johnson swings it to Katie Schultz for a three-pointer. That puts Mike Schumacher's club up by 14 points. And Schultz will send it ahead to Summer Johnson. She finds the open player Jenna Rimmeride for the jumper. Wayzata wins this one 52-35.
In boys swimming, the two Robbinsdale District squads renewed their rivalry. National anthem sung by the Cooper Aquatic Choir. 200 medley relay, first leg close. Armstrong's Harrison Collins took a lead, but Cooper's Jake Halderson brings it home in the anchor leg. The Hawks winning time 1 minute 49.94 seconds. 200 freestyle, Cooper's Carter Boswell wins with Armstrong's Hunter Belcourt as the runner-up. The Falcons win the next race. Chris Acuna smashes the field in the 200 individual medley. His winning time 2 minutes 21.5 seconds. 50 freestyle, Cooper's Helgerson wins the sprint, beating out Collins for first place with a time of 23.63 seconds. 100 butterfly, Acuna wins a close race, beating out Cooper's Will Marullo. And in the 100 freestyle, it's Helgerson with another runaway victory for Cooper. His winning time 53.87 seconds. Cooper wins the meet 96-82. Nice win, Jay.
Yeah, definitely. The Hawks now 2-1 in conference dual meets too in the North Suburban, so they're having a pretty decent year.
Got another one coming up this Thursday at St. Louis Park. And speaking of Cooper, coming up next in our Sports Jam Spotlight, a 2009 graduate playing a big role in the success of this year's Gophers basketball team. Despite a loss to Indiana Saturday, the nationally ranked University of Minnesota men's basketball team is off to a great start in Big Ten play. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we catch up with a local Gophers senior hoping to help carry the team deep into March Madness. He's been in the local basketball spotlight for a long time. Now Rodney Williams Jr. is winding down his college basketball career with the University of Minnesota.
It's crazy, man. You don't believe it until it happens to you, but, you hear that saying, it happens a lot faster than you think it would, and it definitely did for me.
As a senior, Rodney is second on the team in both scoring and rebounding, averaging nearly 13 points and 6 boards per game. He recently became the 38th player in Minnesota history to reach 1,000 career points. Coach Tubby Smith, though, cites Williams' play at the other end of the floor as the biggest improvement during his college career.
His defense, he just was, it was a struggle for him guarding guys on the perimeter, having been just an inside post player in high school. So that's been his biggest improvement.
Coming into college, I don't think I played too much defense. I would get a lot of block shots, but on the ball defense, that was something that I struggled with coming in. And, this Coach Smith's style of play is, defense first. So, over the years, I really feel like I've developed that.
We first saw Rodney as a high school freshman at Robbinsdale Cooper. He was reserved for a Hawks team that finished as state runner-up in Class 4A.
Down low to Rodney Williams Jr. who scores and is fouled.
2 years later, he was the main guy for Cooper as the Hawks again reached the state tournament. Those days bring back great memories for the 21-year-old college senior.
My senior year, I got to play with a lot of guys, that I grew up with, in Quincy Bethea and Joe Bright and, Jamal Roberts and all those guys. And I think just being able to play with, friends that I've been playing with since the 3rd, 4th grade, that really made that experience special.
The Hawks' all-time leading scorer says there is one memory that really sticks out for him.
It's probably my junior year in the section championship when we played Osseo, and I got that block to end the game to send us to state.
Carrington to the middle, block.
I never had a feeling like that ever, because you live to play those type of games. You live to be in those moments, and for me to be the one to get that block to save the game, that was a real special moment for me.
One of the state's hottest recruits coming out of high school, Rodney landed with Tubby Smith at Minnesota. Now he's on one of the country's best teams playing in arguably college basketball's best conference.
In the Big Ten, anywhere you go, it's going to be a tough game. From the top team to the worst team, it's going to be tough. So you got to really bring your A game, no matter who you're playing. And that's why I came here. I want to play against the best competition. And to me, that's only fun basketball when you're playing against the best teams.
So what's in Rodney's basketball future? He's shooting for an NBA career. His coach sees it too.
I think he's a first-round draft pick, and I'm looking forward to watching him come here. And whether he's with the Timberwolves or whoever, I'll get a chance to see him play, because that's the beauty of living here in the city, in the Twin Cities. You get a chance to see a lot of former players and athletes that we've had a chance to coach against or coach or recruit come back into the Target Center.
For the next 2+ months, though, it is the goal for Rodney Williams Jr. to make this a memorable season for this Gophers team and their fans.
My first goal is to, get this Big Ten title, and then after that, get to the Final Four and make some noise in the NCAA tournament.
Rodney's major is in youth studies. He hopes to use basketball as a way to help underprivileged kids. He said if basketball doesn't work out, he could see himself as an elementary school teacher. When we return, Jay talks with former Osseo High School athlete Caleb Truax, a pro boxer with a big fight coming up this weekend.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. This week we take a little step away from the high school sports world to talk pro boxing with former Osseo athlete Caleb Truax, who has one of the biggest fights of his career coming up against Matt the Predator Vanda this Saturday. And Caleb, how excited are you to finally get in the ring with a guy that has been around Minnesota boxing for a long time?
I'm excited. Like I said, it's been 3 years in the making. It's a fight that all my fans want to see. I think you can say the same about his fans. It's basically to see who the best middleweight is in Minnesota, and January 19th, it's my job to prove that it's me.
Style-wise, how do you match up with Matt?
I match up perfect with him. He's a guy that likes to come forward. I like to counter. I don't think he's going to have any answers for my style, and I think everybody's going to see that on January 19th.
Earlier in your career, this was a fight that probably would have, been worried you a little bit. But you've been in with so many good fighters over the years now that this, you feel ready for this, I'm sure, don't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've improved tremendously the last year or so, and the sparring I'm getting right now is top flight. I'm sparring a guy, Derek Findley, out of Chicago, who's actually he's a better fighter than Matt Vanda. So I'm getting pushed harder in the gym than I'm probably going to be pushed on January 19th. So preparation's been perfect. Everything's been top flight and preparing, and I'm just ready to go. I think my youth and my power, speed, everything is going to come out and definitely play a factor in the fight in terms of me dominating the fight on Saturday. So I think it's going to be a win.
Is there a lot of buzz around that you've been hearing about, even more so than some of your other more recent fights?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's, I'm not sure exactly how many tickets are sold, but I know all the ringside seats and the tables are pretty much sold out. Everybody that I run into, when you fight Vanda, it's the 19th, and everybody wants to make it down to the convention center that night. So I think there's going to be a huge crowd there. I think it holds about 7,000 people, and I know we can expect a few thousand at least. So definitely bigger than most fights around here locally.
Is this something that can propel you for the next fights beyond this too, if you're able to get a win, especially?
Yeah, I'm looking for looking forward to a huge 2013. I think this fight is kind of the next step or a launching pad for a big national fight again. Hope to get back on TV, maybe on HBO or Showtime again or ESPN, and just take on some big names in the middleweight division in this upcoming year.
You've stayed representing and proudly representing Minnesota. Has there been pressure to possibly move elsewhere to get bigger fights, or what's that been like for you?
I mean, there's always the opportunity to go to Las Vegas or go to California, and it's there. There's better sparring out there. There's there's more fighters. There's more boxing gyms. It's just more prevalent out there on the West Coast. But I'm a Minnesota kid, man. I love it here. I want to stay here. My promoter does a great job of getting me top flight sparring.
And you've proudly also represented Osseo, not just Twin Cities, but Osseo specifically, right?
That's my city. That's my city. I grew up in Osseo. I just moved to Plymouth not too long ago, but yeah, I still wear my Osseo shirts in the gym all the time and go to the basketball and football games all the time. So I love Osseo, man. It's a great city.
All right, Caleb, thanks for joining us. Good luck on Saturday night. It should be a great one, and two of the top fighters in Minnesota over the last 10-plus years.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can't wait. Everybody come out to the convention center on the 19th. It's going to be a great night of fights.
All right, Caleb Truax getting set to face Matt the Predator Vanda coming up at the convention center Saturday night. We'll be back to wrap up Sports Jam for you here right after this.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and live stream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Our game of the week is a boys hockey matchup of Robbinsdale School District rivals as Armstrong meets Cooper. The Falcons won last season. The Hawks won the game 2 years ago. The teams face off at 7 o'clock Saturday night at New Hope Ice Arena. You can watch the game live here on Channel 12 Saturday at 7 p.m. It's also live on our website at 12.tv. And that will do it for this week's Sports Jam.
Next week, we're off Monday for the Martin Luther King holiday, so watch Sports Jam coming up Tuesday and Wednesday, the 22nd and 23rd. Catch the show then. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Sports Jam.